Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of the Trailblazer Mager. The Dragon rank comes at 56k points, which means I am 13.3k points off, and there is 1 week left in the league. Technically, it's 8 days because it's January 10th that it ends, but it's like 3 a.m. January 10th, so for all intents and purposes, it is 1 week left, which means I'm going to have to average a bit under 2k points per day. My goal for this video is going to be maxing because there's a lot of league points that come along with it, like for getting every 99 or getting base total level milestones, and I'm currently 699s off. I have the first column completed. The second column, it's herblore, fletching, hunter, and the third column, smithing, firemaking, farming. As I have to start off today by editing the previous video, I think the only sort of AFK thing out of the ones I have left is fletching, if I'm just kind of AFKing broad arrows. And according to the math I did, I would have to make about 60,000 broad arrows to get to 99 from where I'm at. So I'm gonna make some arrow shafts and get started on that. It would be better to do pest control while fletching, but because I can't really do pest control if I'm editing, I'm gonna stand around the forestry world and hope some events spawn because there's some league tasks to do some forestry events that I haven't done yet. Editing is done. It's been like over 2 hours of fletching. I will continue on with this later when I need some AFK time, but for now, let's play the game. In order to train herblore, I'm going to have to do farming, and in order to do farming, I'm going to need seeds. And what better way to get seeds than from Giant Mole? Besides for being a great way to get seeds, there's also quite a few league tasks related to Giant Mole, so this will be the perfect way to fill 2 needs with 1 deed. I do have the Valley Hard Diary done, so I have the mole locator, and I'll get the noted drops. This combat achievement is for mole to die very shortly after resurfacing. It is very nice having unlimited run in the league, so I don't have to worry about my run running out. Because of the delay with the mage attacks, it happens a lot where mole digs, but then takes the mage hits after it resurfaces, and then dies immediately before I even get there. 10 KC, I'm now a Giant Mole novice, and I'm glad to get these combat achievements done because there's a league task to get to 400 points, which I'm pretty close to. I forgot to mention the U logs. This is going to be key for maybe fletching, but especially for firemaking, because as it stands right now, I am not even close to having enough logs for 99 firemaking. When I stand in this tile from the start, when mole spawns, I'm able to get 3 of my berserker max hits in, so that's already like 3/4 dead. 25 KC, I am a Giant Mole champion. Oh, I think that's it. Should be the 4-hit KO, yep. I knew it would happen eventually. 50 KC at Giant Mole was a league task. There's another one for 150 mole, so I'll at least go to that one and see how I'm feeling. Oh, that was calculated, of course. 150 Giant Mole KC. The last league task for Mole is 300 KC, and I'm getting 120 KC per hour, so it'll be a bit over an hour to get there. I think I'll be glad to have the extra logs and seeds from doing this. After a total of about 2.5 hours of Giant Mole, that is 300 KC, and I'm done at this boss. We do a price check of the loot. Whoa, 7.3 mil. It's supposed to be 1 mole claw per kill, but there were a couple times that mole would double dig and then die where it popped up and I couldn't find where it died at. And it's faster to just kill mole again rather than run around looking for the loot. So that's where that discrepancy comes from. The league task is to turn in 100 mole claws. I'm sure it doesn't matter if I turn in more than 100, but just to be safe, I'm going to turn in 100 at once. I'm following the instructions exactly as written, and I got it done. And we'll trade in the rest of these mole parts. Will it stack with the current boxes, or is it going to make... Oh, it makes more boxes. Here's the nests I had from before. I'm going to extract all these into the bank. And you can see the numbers of the nests going up. The reason why the birdhouse run nests are separated from the mole nests is because they have different drop tables. So these are in fact different items. I was so hoping I would get this seed. It's 1 out of 342 and I'm like right at the end of opening these nests. So I thought I wasn't going to get it. I'm very glad I did though. I didn't get it on the other account at all, but perk of having Giant Mole is you get a lot more nests than having to rely on birdhouse runs, or seed nests specifically. I'll hover over the herb seeds so you can see what kind each of these are, but here's all the stuff I got. And then for the banked XP plugin, with the amount of banked XP I had before for farming was about 200k, but once I refresh this, over 1 mil. And when you multiply this by 16, that means I have 16 million banked farming XP. And it looks like this isn't even including the herb seeds or the allotments. One and only time I'll do this on the account, I need to clear the bank out because I'm gonna have a bunch of saplings and placeholders and stuff. So I will clean the bank once and then never again, because I can't really even do that many clues on this account. Got about 100 slots free in the bank, and now I can start turning all these seeds into saplings. I don't have lunars on this account, so I'm gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way with the watering cans and the sink. A very important thing that I'm gonna need for farming, or not so much farming, but more for herblore, is ultra compost to use on the herbs. Because even though the seeds are guaranteed to grow, using ultra compost will increase the minimum yield to 6. Overall, it's gonna bring the average up. Average herbs per seed by a lot. And I do not by any means have an unlimited amount of herb seeds. I will need to get as much out of each seed as possible. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Okay, we're gonna start off with the fruit trees, and then it's also worth harvesting the fruit because you get a pretty decent XP drop from the fruit as well before you pay to have it destroyed. And I'm starting off at level 89. Well, I had 88, but 89 now. I completely forgot again about the saving. Yeah, it says right here, Farmer's Fortune allows you to keep your seed. I always forget that there's that 20% chance to not use the seed or sapling. Wow, have I really never checked the Calquat before? So that was a diary task and a league task for my first Calquat. I got plenty more where that came from. Look at that XP drop, almost 200k. Then another 14k from collecting the fruit. This is so fun. Okay, we're almost there. We'll check the Calquat and level 99 farming. I'm so curious to see how much farming XP I actually end up getting with Farmer's Fortune saving the seeds and then also using up the allotments and the herb seeds. That was my first time checking Mahogany Tree. Wow, I didn't know I didn't do that one either. This should be every type of herb seed that I have in my inventory. And with the Farmer's Fortune relic, you also get 3 times the yield that you would normally get. I have just over 100 ultra compost, so yeah, maybe I shouldn't use these lower tier seeds for now. I definitely want to prioritize the higher tier ones. And I am specifically doing this at the Catherby herb patch because with the Kandarin Elite Diary done, you get an extra 15% increased chance to save a harvest life. So I think that matters. I don't think Farmer's Fortune negates all these extra effects. Also, I specifically waited until after 99 farming to start farming herbs because you get a better yield with the higher farm level. Oh wow, my compost is done already. Yeah, I used up pretty much all my compost. Here's the herbs I got. Maybe I'll continue with the farming later after I've done a few more compost runs. And before I get into herblore too. According to the math for firemaking, I'm gonna need about 2.7k U-logs. So I have an extra 300 plus U-logs that I can mess around with and do whatever, and I'm gonna make them into U-longbows for a little bit of extra fletching XP. But wait, that's only if I don't do diaries. If I do my diaries, I can then use the XP lamps on firemaking, and I'll be able to use even more of my logs for fletching, which will then speed up that process and save me even more GP from not having to buy as many broad or rune arrow tips. I'm gonna do some apatol for a bit. I know it's not working towards max, but I have to do this eventually anyways, and it's a pretty chill activity while I do other stuff, such as eat dinner. It is diary time. I'm gonna start with the Arty medium diary. I know it seems kind of weird to be doing that so late into the account, but I never had strawberry seeds up until now because I got them all from Mole, so I can finally do that task and do this diary. And this teleport is the Arty medium diary done. Yeah, up until now, I've only had the Arty cloak 1, but now I've doubled it all the way up to number 2. Okay, then we get some firemaking XP, 120k. Got me a firemaking level, and now the next issue for the Arty hard diary is that I need a poison ivy seed. And besides for the poison ivy seed, I also need a belladonna seed for the hard Lumbee diary, and then I also need a cactus seed for a league task. So I have all these seeds I have to get, and I think the best way to go about doing it is by thieving master farmers. The belladonna seed would be pretty easy to get from nature implings. It's 1 out of 10, but the other 2 seeds are kind of all over the place and would be kind of annoying to get. So I'm just gonna go to master farmers and chill here, maybe get some more seeds to go for 50 mil herblore. The belladonna is 1 in 667. The cactus is 1 in 1,000. And then the poison ivy is 1 in 937. I've got a great idea to save my spot because you can't close this door. So if I just swap places here, now my guy can, my friend can block the door while I go bink. No, I just saw these two. I had this corner open. I saw these two appear, but it was white berry, not poison ivy. At least I got the cactus, but The poison ivy is more important. Oh, I finally got the poison ivy. Every time I saw these little white dots appear in my inventory, it's been white berries every time, but for once it's poison ivy. It's about 2,000 pickpockets per hour, so this was about an hour and a half of thieving the master farmers. Let's pick these poison ivy berries, and that is the hardy diary completes. I finally achieved the rune crossbow on the account, and the Arty Elite diary is done. Arty Cloak 3 and Arty Cloak 4. Put that into firemaking, 240k XP and 800k XP. And that got me 2 levels. Got my Belladonna, and that is the Hard Lumbee diary complete. And last one for Lumbee Elite, smithing that plate body. Hatus, Kazaintus, hello again. Antique lamp into firemaking, 240k, and then should get me, oh, they got me 2 levels. Again, nice, just barely. And so I don't forget to do this later, I'm gonna check the cactus. That was my first time making a Sarah brew. I was doing it for the Fowler diary. Oh, this took so long to chop down. I filled up my inventory, so I had to, anyways, that is the last task for a Fally Elite. Another XP lamp, again into firemaking, and I got 1 more level, 93. And oh, 2.2k total as well. Karamja Elite Diary done. Another XP lamp, another firemaking level. The last thing for Varrock Elite is to create a super combat potion, which I need 90 herblore for, which really means I have to get to level 78. Although, I mean, I'll be getting 99 anyways, but for now, I'm gonna get a few levels. Clean 100 grimy dwarf weeds. I'm all out of grimy herbs. I wanted to be able to say that I got to 78 solely from cleaning herbs. I'm like 1 inventory off from being able to get to 78. Okay, I'll have to make 1 inventory of potions. 78 herblore. Now I can make the super combat because I'm boosted to 90. That was a league task, and that was also the last task for Varrock Elite. 1 more XP lamp. Again, some firemaking XP, got another level. Now the only diary I have left that I can do, I can't do Western Provinces because I need Taranwen, that would be Desert Elite. The problem though is that I have to fletch dragon darts. How do I get dragon dart tips with my areas? It looks like TOA or dragon implings are the options, but with TOA I'd have to purposely not get a purple in order to even have a chance to get the dragon dart tips. And then from Dragon Implings, it's 1 out of 19. So I think I'm kind of locked out of doing this. Like, I'm not going to actively try going for Dragon Implings. If I see them around the game, I see them. But otherwise, I don't think I'll be getting Desert Elite done. Me realizing that I can't even catch Dragon Implings right now because I would need 83 with a net. So here's the plan. I want to train Hunter, but to train Hunter, I would do Herbivore, and the loot that you get from Herbivores, it scales based on your Herblore level. So I want to get 99 Herblore first. But before I train Herblore, I'm going to want to plant as many seeds as I have. But before I do that, I need to finish collecting this compost. I mean, realistically, maybe I'll see like 1 or 2 DMs at most before the end of the league, just passively running around the game. But you know, I would like to have the Hunter level as soon as possible in the off chance I happen to see one. I've got 230 ultra compost, so that will more than last for my seeds. Hey, 25 million farming XP. For the limperts, I don't need to use any kind of compost because it doesn't change the yield, and of course doesn't change whether or not it's going to successfully grow or die. And this is also going to be a healthy chunk of XP if I'm getting like 30, 40, 50k each, or even more each time I harvest these. And I have almost 300 seeds to go through. 35 million farming XP. 1 more milestone to go. Now for the snape grass, I do want to use ultra compost because that does increase the yield. And I want to see how much farming XP I'm going to get from harvesting this. Oh, okay. Oh wait, there's more. Oh, okay, nice, nice. A little bit more than limperts. Oh my god, that was so many. I have to have Zahur make 1,000 unfinished potions, and I am going to have him make these toadflax into unfinished toadflax potions. Now you may be thinking, wait, toadflax, that's some of the best herblore XP per herb, and if I have Zahur make them, then I won't get the bonus from production prodigy, which if I made it myself, I would get a bunch of extra toadflax potions. Well, it doesn't matter because these are all the nests that I have. I have just over 1,000 nests, and I'm not really going to get any more. So even if I had like 2,000 or 3,000 toadflax, if I had way more toadflax potions, which, well, I do have a lot more toadflax, I have nothing to do with it. I mean, yes, technically there are other secondaries besides bird's nests that you could use, but I will not be collecting these. So because I already have more than enough toadflax, I'm going to make these with Zahur, and that is the league task completed. and 200k spent. I'm gonna buy maybe 10k vials of water, maybe a little bit more just to be safe, and I should be good for herblore now. I want to do some math here with production prodigy. So each time I do an action in herblore, there's a 25% chance that I get an extra thing. So let's bring the calculator over. Let's say I start with 1,000 grimy herbs, right? When I clean the herbs, I'll get 25% more. So I'll end up with 1250 clean herbs. And then again, when I make the clean herbs into unfinished potions, I'll get 25% more. So now I have 1562 unfinished potions. And then there's one more step. When I add the secondary ingredient to make the final potion, there's another 25% chance. So that puts me at almost 2,000. So it almost doubles the amount of grimy herbs that I have with this relic. It's 1.953125x. We'll just call it double. I think it's worth paying this guy to crush the nests because the production prodigy would not give me extra nests. With Banker's Note, I mean, technically it would be best to do this in pest control, but I think training herblore getting 99 is going to go by so fast that I don't know, I just kind of want to stand at the bank and do it. It's not going to take too long. And I'm currently starting at level 78. 80 herblore puts me at base level 80s. Should be the last inventory. 99 herblore. Yeah, this took me like an hour, so pretty fast. I'm at 46k points, so pretty much exactly 10k more to go. And I realized I forgot to check in with my time played when I hit rune rank, so I'm a bit past rune rank. But if you're curious how long it took me to get to 46k points, a bit over 12 days, it's about almost 300 hours. Cool, let's get the secateurs out, and it's time to start with Hunter. I am exactly at level 80, which is exactly the level you need to hunt them. Your herbivore harvest count is 1. Hey, I received my first torstal from these. There is 50 herbivores hunted, and that's 150 harvest count. That's the last league task related to herbivores, but I'm going to keep doing this method to 99 because I like it. This is it. 99 Hunter. That was, according to this XP tracker, that was like 6.5 hours. I forgot that Hunter would be under 2 mil XP per hour. I went and did the museum and filled out, I think, everything that I can here. So let's see how much I reset the firemaking XP. I want to see how much I get from these. It's got me a bit over 1 million XP, and I got to level 96. I've got about 2,700 U-logs, and we'll see how many I have left over by the time I get 99 firemaking. Only had to use not even 1,000 more U-logs, and there's 99 firemaking. I don't know if it would have been better to use the XP lamps on fletching and spent more time firemaking, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it really matters. Things are going by... Oh, wait, what? Things are going by fast, either way. I can't teleport to the GE spare tree. What? I'm not already here. That's so weird. Can I teleport from over here? Okay. The rest of these U-logs are getting cut into longbows. 90 fletching got me base level 90s. Making bows is faster than making arrows because of production prodigy. It doesn't work for making arrows, but it does work for making bows. So I'm collecting bowstrings right now. I have to get about 3,400. I've made all the U and magic longbows, and it got me about a third of the way through level 98. But I have a secret plan to get me a bit more fletching XP without making broad arrows. There's a league task to smith 1,000 addy dart tips and another one for 1,000 rune dart tips. And by smithing those, it's also going to get me some fletching XP. First, I have to make the bars, though. I'm going to need, with production prodigy, it should be about 80 rune bars and 80 addy bars. I made a bunch of bars, and here we have smith 1,000 addy dart tips. And this one is smith 1,000 rune dart tips. And now I can fletch these for some more XP, and we'll see if that gets me to 99 fletching. No, very close, though. I'm 80% through. I had a few more random unstrung longbows in the bank, and with that, it's going to put me at 99 fletching. Only one skill left to go, just smithing, 8 levels off. I do still have some more ores in my bank that I can make into bars. Here's what I got. I just smelted all these bars, and according to the XP calculator, this should be enough to get me to 99. I made some myth and addy pieces of armor, plate bodies, plate legs, so that way I would get that extra procced into the bank from the production prodigy, and I'll bring these over to Foundry. I want to get the 100 swords task at Foundry, so I also bought a bunch of bronze bars. About 2k should do the trick. For the bronze bars method, I'm going to withdraw an inventory, put in all the bronze bars, grab it out of there, and then just stand at this until this top bar gets to nothing. And once it gets to 0, I can hand it into Kovac, and that counts as turning in a sword. And I want to go for the 100, or maybe I'll go for like 90-ish turn-ins before I actually go all out and train smithing, because I'd rather get the league task done before I max. Sword number 50 has been turned in. Probably only have to go to like maybe 80 before I start with the actual swords. Base level 95. We got sword number 100, and I'm probably two more swords away from 99 from maxing. I don't even have enough GP for a max cape. I'm gonna alch a few items. Do I have some rune items? Yeah, oh yeah. Okay, we're just waiting on one more person to come to the party, which I think he's almost here. Okay, it is finally time to do it. The maxing, or let me grab these out. Finally, after so long of preparing for this, it's finally time. Hooray! Maxed on League again. So how long did it take me to max on this account? Was about 13 days. So it's a bit over 300 hours. Now that I maxed, the next and final goal is going to be Dragon rank at 56k points. There's 5 days left in the league, although maybe only 2 days left by the time this video goes up. I'm most likely going to end up making next video the final leagues video. I'm at over 48k points, which means I'm under 8k points away from Dragon. Although the most points I ever gained in a single video was like 6k. Which is this video. So next video is going to be a big one if I do make it the last one, along with, of course, wrapping up the league, giving my thoughts, and so on. But I got to get back to grinding and try my best to get to Dragon in the next few days. Maxing is a nice little stepping stone along the way though, and now that that's taken care of, for the first time ever, I can finally play the game